Jason Rzucidlo reporting for AmericaJR.com, joined by Adam from Greeley, Colorado, and we're here to discuss the Global Vacation Network. So what was your experience like?
Alright, well, I was at a fair in Greeley this past summer, and that's where I learned about the company. There was someone advertising for them, and so the opportunity was to go down to Denver, I believe that weekend, for a seminar. And the seminar was an opportunity to learn about a travel company, not a timeshare, that if I wasn't interested in, I would get a $150 gift certificate, I think was the promotion that they were doing. Now, I've since learned that each branch office is licensed sort of like a franchise with a manager and is able to do their own promotion. And I saw your video and I saw that apparently they were doing, someone would get a chance to win a car. My branch was doing something where each person could choose between $150 or buying into the travel company. And we ended up buying into the travel company.
Okay, so you did go to the meeting, and then tell me about what happened at the meeting then.
Well, I've never been to any kind of a timeshare travel meeting at any rate, so it was all new to me. But certainly, it was pretty high energy, and they certainly explained about the sorts of opportunities and deals and how they weren't a timeshare company. And then we all were in a main room together, about 10 couples, and then they had a large office space with individual offices, and a couple was paired up with an agent in an individual office, and that's where the deals were made. And everyone bought the night that I went. Everybody bought at 100% success rate.
Okay, so what was the prize that you had won exactly then?
My price was $3,000 for 2 stars per year, which means that, and then the way it works is they have several different ways you can take a trip. They have the condo week-long vacations, and you have to book, I believe, 3 months in advance. And the way that works is a pretty good deal, actually. You get to stay at any one of their properties or partner properties throughout the world that happens to be available. That's the catcher, though. Not everything's available at the same time, so you just have to hope the week that you want to travel, there's something that you're interested in. But then you get to travel for $189 plus 1 or 2 of your stars, which you pay an additional $189 for. So that seems like a pretty good deal for a week's worth of resort time. Then they also have cruises. Now the cruises, I'll be honest, they aren't. If you use a star on a cruise, it's actually a terrible deal. It costs more than just going through, say Princess Cruises or whatever, some of the other cruise, Carnival Cruise or something like that, because you use your stars and you also pay, the same rate that anyone else pays. Now they also have VIP traveling, VIP cruises, and those you don't use any stars, and sometimes a week is inexpensive as $300 or $400 per person, and that seems like a good deal, though I haven't done that yet. And so that's pretty much how that works.
So did you ever receive the money they had promised you at the meeting?
Well, it's an either-or thing. That's the deal, and I know a lot of people get disgruntled about that, but you go down, my opportunity was written out really clear for me, and it said that I could go down and I could listen, and if I wasn't interested, to compensate me for my time, I would receive a $150 check or coupon or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was for, but it was $150 worth of something. And I can't honestly say if I would have received it or not. My guess is I probably would have, but like I said, I did purchase. So.
Okay, so now how much was the joining fee to join this program? How much did they want from at the meeting?
Well, they didn't discuss that in the meeting, but in the office is where we were able to negotiate a deal. And we could have paid less and only received 1 star per year, all the way on up to 6 stars. So I'm sure there's people who paid anywhere from the $2,000 to maybe $5,000 initiation fee. And then the way it works is this year we're paying our $189 a star, I think it is, maintenance fee. So I guess in a way it is a lot like that timeshare because you do have annual maintenance fee, or they call it a service charge. But then I get my 2 stars and some pretty good deals that come up. So like we're looking at a trip to Alaska in September that will cost us about $430 per person. So we're pretty excited about that. Now, I say this with one disclaimer: we're fairly new and we haven't yet traveled with the organization, so I can't speak to that at this point. But I'm hoping that's a good experience.
So you seem to be pretty happy with the program. Have you ever, did you ever think it might have been a scam or some type of scandal going on?
Well, I was, after we bought in, I was actually very nervous. And I still am to a degree since I haven't experienced anything with them. Because I've not heard of too many companies that will never refund you after a certain point. Typically, if you're not happy, they try to work with you. But this company in particular, you only have a few business days. I think it's 3 business days. Now, I've seen on the internet, and so I'd like to clear that up as well, because they do catch some heat, I think, which is rightful, and that's what I'm going to describe. But I think they catch a lot of wrongful heat from people who just don't really pay attention to what they're advertising and what they actually put out there in print for you. And a lot of people get upset, and I saw on the internet they say, well, the company only gives you 3 days, and they always have their seminars on a Friday, so by the time Monday rolls around, it's too late. Well, no, it's 3 business days, and they state that very clearly. But at the same time, I'll be the first to tell you that to me doesn't seem like enough time for someone, because you obviously don't have. It takes them a minimum of 2 weeks, 2 business weeks, for a travel person to get back to you if you put in a request for a trip. So there's no way for you to really see or experience anything before you would lose your eligibility for a refund. So that does make me nervous. The only option I would have at this point, if I just wasn't happy with the service at all, is I would just freeze my account, meaning that I would elect to not pay the annual service fees. But my initial fee, that's gone forever. So my fiance and I were nervous about that. But
Copyright 2010, AmericaJR.com, Detroit, Michigan, USA.